Why does it feel like Hollywood is more terrified of this documentary than the man it's actually about? When 50 Cent's project exposing the dark clouds around Diddy dropped on Netflix, the reaction wasn't just curiosity, it felt like damage control. And that's the part nobody can ignore. Because when a film trends overnight and the industry response is silence mixed with tension, you have to ask, who's really nervous? The documentary didn't ease in gently. It hit hard. Archival clips. Old interviews. Reported lawsuits. Allegations that have floated around for years but were never packaged this tightly. Some of the material has been publicly discussed before, some is still disputed, and none of the unproven claims are confirmed in court. But when it's presented in one narrative, the impact feels different. Within days, it was dominating trending charts, sparking debates across platforms, and pushing uncomfortable conversations back into the spotlight. And here's where it gets interesting. Instead of unified support, there were whispers of pushback.
50 Cent has been working on this documentary for almost 2 years. The footage he has is insane. The people he got speaking about Diddy is ridiculous. And on top of that, the only place he agrees to do the interview, Rob, if you can show this, he goes and interviews with ABC. And there's an Instagram post he put up, Rob. I don't know if you have that or not. If you go on his Instagram account, he goes and does the interview about Diddy's documentary on ABC. And they say the reason why he did it on ABC, it's that one right there, Rob, the one you had it on, is because ABC News Station is one of only few stations they're allowed to watch in prison.
Now here's where things get wild. After the documentary dropped, certain celebrities started freaking out.
Behind the scenes, according to online commentary and social media speculation, certain celebrities were allegedly scrambling. No official documents confirm that. No public court filings state that anyone tried to ban anything. But the online energy shifted fast. Posts were deleted. Statements were vague. And 50 Cent leaned into it, hinting that powerful figures weren't happy. He didn't provide proof of interference, but he didn't need to. The tension alone fueled the narrative. And then, unexpectedly, Marlon Wayans stepped in.
Honestly, it's between both of them and God.
Yeah.
So, only God can judge, and both of them people will have time to sit with God and talk about and through everything. And right now is Puff's time to sit there and have a conversation, a much-needed conversation with God.
Marlon publicly defended Diddy, speaking about karma and how ultimate judgment belongs to God. On paper, that sounds neutral. But fans felt something else. The tone seemed protective. The timing felt deliberate.
About what he says
and the
happened with
internet
Combs
immediately
in
split
2011
into
and
two sides. Some said he was just showing loyalty to a longtime friend. Others questioned whether it sounded defensive. That doesn't mean guilt. It doesn't mean wrongdoing. It just means perception shifted. And perception in Hollywood spreads faster than facts.
50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal. It's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck and 50's kicking a man when he's down. If 50 ever luck turn on 50, you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
When Marlon warned that karma works both ways, many interpreted it as a subtle message aimed at 50. Was it a warning? Was it advice? Or just spiritual commentary taken out of context? Even Charlemagne weighed in publicly about double standards in how people respond to controversy. And suddenly the conversation wasn't just about Diddy anymore. It was about who chooses to speak and who chooses silence. Then comes the mystery that really ignited speculation. Jay-Z. A decades-long connection. Business moves. Shared history in hip-hop's biggest moments. Yet in a multi-episode deep dive, he's barely present. No deep breakdown. No significant focus. Just absence. And absence, in a documentary like this, feels loud. Online theories exploded. Some claimed legal teams may have drawn boundaries. Others argued the documentary simply focused elsewhere. There is no confirmed proof that Jay-Z was removed or cut. That's speculation. But the silence. That's what fueled the storm.
So where the f*** is Jay-Z? Just finished watching the Diddy documentary and not a picture, not a mention, no video footage, nothing with Jay-Z. Like, what kind of deal did 50 strike with the Carters. I've like Googled it and I can't seem to find anything except for the 150 post that he did. And I can't tell if he's like trolling Jay-Z or like what's going on. Like, is he so powerful that he is getting out of this? Is it the Epstein files? Like, what's the tea?
Why does it all come to a head now? Why now? Why?
Because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
So who's next?
Y'all don't see the lineup?
Yeah, we see the lineup. I'm just waiting to see who's next.
Jay-Z is setting Diddy.
And then Jaguar Wright's past interviews resurfaced, predicting that if scrutiny continued, more powerful names could face public questioning. Those are her claims, not proven in court, and heavily disputed by many. Still, when clips like that circulate alongside a trending documentary, the internet connects dots whether they belong together or not. And that's where things spiral. Ja Rule didn't stay quiet either. Given his long-standing history with 50 Cent, his criticism of the documentary's motives wasn't shocking. He implied that personal beef might be driving the narrative. That's his opinion, not confirmed fact. But it added another layer. Because when old rivals resurface during a scandal, people assume strategy. Meanwhile, former insider Gene Deal continued making claims about what he says happened behind the scenes years ago. Those statements remain allegations, not court-confirmed findings. But again, repetition amplifies impact. And just when viewers thought this was only about industry politics, the documentary shifted toward one of the most painful chapters in hip-hop history. Tupac Shakur's M***. Old allegations tied to Keefe D resurfaced, including his widely reported claim that a $1 million payout was allegedly discussed in connection to the crime. That claim has circulated publicly for years and remains disputed, with no court ruling confirming that narrative. But hearing it again, in documentary form, reopened wounds people never forgot.
For Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform.
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester, like maybe you'll come play with me type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
Did Diddy do that to Pac?
Some commentators began speculating whether renewed public attention could influence ongoing legal discussions. That's speculation. There's no confirmed reopening announced solely because of a documentary. But awareness changes conversations. And conversations shift pressure. Then the focus drifted to the notorious B.I.G. questions about travel plans. Rumors about Los Angeles decisions. Long-standing theories about what insiders allegedly knew. None of these claims have been proven in court against Diddy. They remain allegations repeated over decades, denied by him and his representatives. But when revisited in a structured format, they feel heavier. And that's when legal tension reportedly escalated. There were reports of cease-and-desist efforts aimed at controlling footage and distribution. Specific legal details remain limited publicly, and no court has ruled that the documentary is unlawful. The director has publicly suggested the material used was obtained legally. One twist that stunned viewers. Some footage allegedly came from cameras originally hired by Diddy's own team. If true, that irony alone explains why the film feels so personal. But again, what's confirmed is limited to public statements. The deeper disputes remain contested.
This is Diddy's 19 years old. If you just type in the city college, this is 34 years ago, guys.
Wow.
Exactly 34 years ago. Go to a clip of it, Rob, if you can, just to show. Go to the cover of that page. Go to the cover of that. Look at that.
Oh my God.
8 crushed to death and ends up becoming 9, by the way. Yeah, true story. But if you go and see if you can find a video, Rob, of what it looked like. If you type if you type in video, so everybody's coming to this game, all the major NBA, all the major rappers, everybody's, oh my God, it's going to be great. It's going to be this, it's going to be that. And in that image right there, go to that image right there with Diddy, the middle one. That's him doing the press conference. He does the press conference on that day at 19-ish years old. Boom, he becomes famous. And he creates that rumor reputation of he can put the biggest parties in the world and people show up, the biggest promoter. So that became a way where his image got bigger and bigger and bigger.
And that brings us to the bigger picture. Is this revenge from 50 Cent? Or is it accountability packaged in entertainment? 50 insists it's about transparency. Critics argue it's fueled by history between them. Supporters say it's overdue scrutiny. Opponents say it's selective storytelling. The truth probably sits somewhere complicated in the middle. But here's what can't be denied. The more the documentary trends, the louder the reactions become. Celebrities choosing sides. Others staying silent. Old interviews resurfacing. Allegations being debated again. Legal teams watching closely. And an audience that refuses to look away. Whether the claims hold up in court or remain internet speculation, the cultural impact is real. And that impact may be bigger than one man, one feud, or one documentary. So now the question shifts. If Hollywood truly wasn't worried, why does every response feel so careful? Why does every absence feel intentional? And why does a film about alleged past behavior feel like it's shaping the future? Is this the moment accountability finally reaches the untouchable, or just another chapter in an industry that knows how to survive storms? What do you think? Is this exposure, exaggeration, or the beginning of something even bigger?
Recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs's mindset ahead of his criminal trial, even conversations with his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything.